So, good morning or whatever. Um, I promised you all a video today about fasting, and so I'm here doing that, sitting in my kitchen as usual. Uh, the People talk about fasting. A lot of people have the idea that fasting is starvation. That depends on the definition of starvation, doesn't it? I do not agree that it is starvation. Starvation is when the nutrients in your body is lacking and you can't eat because you don't have food. Fasting, to me, is when you have food and everything is fine and your body is healthy and you choose not to eat for health benefits or something else. So my blood sugar now is 8.5 millimole per liter blood, which is fantastic for me. The reason I fast is I have several illnesses that are really bad. I have arthritis in my back. I have diabetes, psoriasis. I can't remember all of them now. And it's because I'm an idiot. I'm way too comfortable. And far too little afraid of death. So I started fasting when I was I must have been in my teens when I read about a book about fasting that a Swedish doctor have written. One of his the people that he took care of was a marathon runner, and on his 40th day of fasting he ran the best marathon of his life. This doctor said it's vital to do exercise while you fast. So I'm going to start that up. Today is the 10th day of my fast. Yesterday I drank some wine, which I do not at all recommend. It didn't do much to my stomach, but I do feel that my body is not top fit right now. It'll have to take probably a couple of days, 1 or 2 days, for my body to get back on track. But my blood sugar goes down. Some people say that 5 days is enough, as I wrote on the Facebook page yesterday. I don't agree. The longest I've done a fast was 2 weeks, 14 days. You have asthma also, so breathing is difficult for me when I do longer fasting. But I'm going to do some yoga and some exercise to see if I can mend that. What did I say? I don't remember. Okay, so fasting has been done since time immemorial, out of memory. Okay, the fat that you have in your body isn't just fat. The body also store all the nutrients it needs alongside the fat into the cells that it needs for survival. A healthy, normal human can fast up to 50 days. The longest fast anyone did was a Scottish man. He did that under supervision from a doctor for about 400 days. My doctor recommends me to do a 14-day fast every third month. He says that will cure my diabetes. My doctor is a little bit different, you might say, than other medical doctors. He's very progressive and learned. So, there are illnesses that you need more than 5 days. For example, diabetes. Now it's day 10, and it's just now, after 10 days, that I noticed that my blood sugar is falling a little bit. I looked it up on internet, seeing what doctors said about having high blood sugar even though you do fasting. And they say that it takes time because the body still keeps producing a surplus of insulin even when you have fasted for a long time. If you have big insulin resistance, high insulin resistance, and I do have that. I can't eat bread, pasta, rice, potato, nothing that has carbohydrates in it. And the fact is that I looked it up, what doctors say, people who are researching this now, and they say we don't really need carbohydrates. Not at all. Humans can do fine without it. Actually, it's better without carbohydrates. The body, the liver, which is a fantastic organ, it makes a blood sugar out of the protein. So if you don't put any sugar in your body, which carbohydrates actually are, then the body makes its own blood sugar in the amount that it needs. Sugar, for example, raw sugar, doesn't go through the body like other substances does. It goes straight to the liver, and when you have too much sugar, the body doesn't know what to do with it, so it stores it as fat. But sadly, that fat is depleted of the nutrients that you need for fasting. So many people, their bodies are lacking all that is needed. So my doctor, he told me to take multivitamins every day. He tested my blood to see if I had lack of any vitamins and minerals and things, and I don't. So that's fine. My own experience of fasting is that the body learns. The day before I start fasting, I tell myself, tomorrow morning you start fasting. And it's like the body has some kind of a switch. It turns off hunger. So when I fast, I'm never hungry. My brain, my glutton brain, though, can have a bad time. Oh, I wish I had something, just something delicious. But let's see. There is a fungus known as Candida. That most people have an overgrowth of this fungus in their guts and in their body. And the Candida fungus really loves sugar. It lives on it. So it's not you who have a sweet tooth. It's the fungal infection in your body that wants you to eat sugar. The fungal, all the gut bacteria and all the inhabitants of your gut, they talk with your brain through something called the there's a special nerve that does this. I don't remember the name. It's on the other side of the brain. The thing is, you can get rid of the Candida infection with the inner bark of the red elm tree. So what you do is you take 1 teaspoon, full teaspoon like this, put it in a jar. I don't know, this is 3 deciliter or something. And you fill it up with 2 deciliter of cold water. And shake vigorously and just write down. It tastes like sawdust. Actually, it is sawdust from a tree. Do this morning, midday, and evening for 3 months, and all your fungal infection in the body, also toenails, and all kinds of fungus dies after 3 months. I did 3 months, stopped for 1 month, and did 3 months again. There was a friend from Australia who introduced me to this remedy. And it works. It works fabulously. I had fungal infection in this nail that was really severe. I had to cut it down to the growth zone. It was really painful. Nothing helped. Doctors didn't know what to do. After 3 months, my nail grew out, and that infection have never come back. When I took this 3 months of the red elm bark, then I had a severe longing all my life for sugar, but I ate candy and candy and candy and sugar and candy, and oh, gods below, after, and it was so good, so good. After 3 months, or was it a little less, on this remedy with the red elm bark, I woke one morning and tasted sugar, and it tastes so bad. My body did not want sugar anymore. Sugar was tasted really bad. So it comes a point when all these fungal infection is gone, and then you don't want sugar or candy anymore. So this is one of the things you can do to have an easier time with fasting when you won't be as hungry, because all of these inhabitants in your body who crave sugar are gone, and it's much easier to let go of carbohydrates. The other thing is to get into ketosis before you start fasting. That also helps. So I thought I would go through a little bit on what actually happens the first few days when you fast. Ketosis is when the sugar you store in your liver, the carbohydrates you store in your liver, lasts for about 24 hours. Then you have to refill it. When that is depleted, the liver starts to take fat from your fat cells and turn it into 3 kinds of acetone. I don't know if that's the word in English also. This is known as ketosis, and it starts to run the body on this fuel instead, the ketones. And the ketones, if you compare them to carbohydrates, it's like diesel fuel, which is carbohydrates, compared to rocket fuel, which is the ketones. They're much more effective. So when you fast, you get really clear in your head, and you get a lot of energy, and you start running around doing things that you normally wouldn't do. You take care of things. So 6 to 24 hours. Yeah, I should say, there is a doctor in the US named Jason Fung. Jason Fung. He's an MD, a kidney doctor, who wrote a book known as The Complete Guide to Fasting. I recommend it. Read that one. I will make a link below when I post this video. So 6 to 24 hours after beginning fasting, at this point blood sugar and insulin levels begin to fall. To supply energy, the liver starts to break down glycogen, releasing glucose. Glycogen stores last for approximately 24 to 36 hours. So after 36 hours, all the sugar that you have stored in your body is gone. 24 hours to 2 days after beginning fasting, at this point glycogen stores have run out. The liver manufactures new glucose from amino acids in a process called glucogenesis, literally making new glucose. That's as I said, it starts producing blood sugar from proteins to run the brain. and the rest of the body runs on ketones. In non-diabetic persons, glucose levels falls but stay within the normal range. Ketosis. 2 to 3 days after beginning fasting. Low insulin levels stimulate lipolysis, the breakdown of fat for energy. Triglycerides, the form of fat used for storage, are broken into glycerol, backbone, and 3 fatty acid chains, and so on and so on and so on. Like the fatty acids are used directly for energy by most tissues of the body, though not the brain. So, 5. The protein conservation phase. 5 days after beginning fasting, high levels of growth hormone maintain muscle mass and lean tissue. The energy for basic metabolism is almost entirely supplied by fatty acids and ketones. Blood glucose is maintained by gluconeogenesis using glycerol, and so on. So he says, in essence, what we're describing here is the process of switching from burning glucose to burning fats. So people say, oh, you lose muscles. No, you don't. Because the body starts producing lots of growth hormone to protect the muscles. In starvation, though, I think you have to be careful. Yeah, I find it extremely easy, very easy to do fasting. No problems at all, other than my head. As I said, I'm really comfortable and slightly stupid, so I do things like taking a bottle of wine after 9 days of fasting. What more can I say about fasting? It heals the body in ways that is incomparable to any other healing method. During fasting, the body starts to break down old and faulty cells and reuse them. They break them down in the different kinds of fatty, the protein parts. What are they called? I don't remember. It breaks down the proteins in the cells, break down the cells that are sick, faulty, or old, and reuse them, reuse the building blocks of the cells. Partly as then it produces blood sugar, glucose, to run the brain. And when you stop fasting later on, there is an explosion of growth of new cells in the body. Well, all of this that I'm talking about is not what I have discovered or done or anything. This is research by specialists and by doctors who research into fasting, alongside with my own experience of this. So it heals the prostate, for those who are old and have this problem like me. It heals diabetes. When you, after a few days of fasting, the pain in your body is greatly relieved. It goes. Inflammation in your body. If you have pimples, they fade. And joints become like a lot better, like they were young again. And your mind becomes really clear, and your body full of energy. So I hope you can use this that I've talked about here. If you want to fast and you need some help with it, just contact me. That is perfectly fine. We can even, if a few people want to fast, we can connect over video conference and fast together if you like that, and keep an update every day and help each other. Have a really nice day, and I love you all. Take care.